Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, so last week we went over a little bit the parts of speech. Our nouns, our adjectives, verbs, adverbs. Remember, nouns, person, place, thing, or idea. An adjective, it describes a noun. We have our verb, which is an action word, and the adverb that describes a noun. Now, we're going to get a little more into this. We are on page. Oh, you're going to have a copy of this. But by the way, you should from last week. If not, message me and I'll send you another one. So we are on page 187. There we go. Okay, so academic vocabulary parts of speech. Parts of speech are word categories that include nouns or words that name people, places, or things. Verbs are words that tell an action or state of being. Adjectives, words describing the people, places, or things that nouns name. Okay, that part's important. We're going to underline that. So, they're describing the people, places, or things that nouns name. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So, and then we have our adverbs, or words that tell how, when, or where something happens. So we can usually figure out an adverb because it is telling us how, when, or where something happens. Okay, so that's very important. All right, so let's look at this. Under the my turn, for each sentence, you're going to underline the form of the academic vocabulary word in the sentence. Identify the word's part of speech. So this means what is it? Is it a noun, verb, adjective? We'll put a question mark. So it's asking, what is it? Noun, verb, adjective, adverb. Okay, so, and then you are going to, after you identify it, so somewhere in here there are words you need to identify, and I'm going to kind of show you how to figure those out. So you are going to write your own sentence using the same word, but as a different part of speech. And so now you may be asking, Mr. Herring, when I look down here, I see that this is underlined, but there's nothing else underlined. You'd be right. This is requiring you to identify the specific words. Now, they're not going to be normal words, okay? These are going to be academic vocabulary. So words you might see in some of our work, words you might not be super familiar with. And that's usually a clue too. If you're not familiar with the word, that's probably a word we need to figure out what it is, right? So how do we do that? Well, when you come across an unfamiliar word in your reading, think about the type of word it is and the role it plays. Is it a person? An action? Is it describing something else in the sentence? Ask yourself what category the word fits into. So right here, we're asking ourselves that question. And find what question it answers. Who? Noun. What? What's it doing? So verb. And then our how, when, and where would be our adverb. And adjectives are going to name the who or the what, right? So, they're going to name the who, sorry. Alrighty. So, often a related word has a similar meaning, but is a different part of speech. So, let's look in here. Now, I'm recognizing a word in here that we've seen, but we haven't totally talked about. And that word would be contribution. Now, I know that we have seen the word contribute in the past, but we haven't seen contribution. So you have to figure out what part of speech that is. right here. Is this a noun, a verb, an adjective? And I'm going to give you a hint. They've already used adverb in habitually. Okay? It's already an adverb. So you are going to identify what kind of word it is. You will come down to these two and do the same thing, right? So let's look at this example. He habitually came to class prepared. So they underline habitually because they recognize that this is kind of a slightly unfamiliar word, right? But our subject is he, and our verb is came to, class prepared, right? So came is our verb. He is our noun. So what is habitually affecting? Is it affecting he? He habitually? No, because it's not describing the noun. Now, habitually came, that's describing the verb, right? So it's a word that tells how, when, or where something happens. So this would be how, like how often. It happens all the time, right? Or when. So it affects came. So we called it an adverb. Now, they know that habitually is an adverb, but its base word habit is actually a noun. So they rewrote, he made it a habit to always be early. And they made it a noun. That is what you're going to do for these three, okay? So you're going to come in and I would identify the subject and the verb. And if the word is a verb, then you'll identify verb. And then you'll rewrite the word, okay? Same here. So just look very carefully at what the words are, okay? Y'all got this. If you have any questions, please join my Zoom. I'll be on all morning. Let me know if I can help you. All right, guys, have a great day. Have fun with our academic vocabulary and parts of speech. And as always, high five.